Welcome back everyone. A very good morning to you all. I hope you would have understood about prepositions which we studied in our last session. Today we'll start with a new topic, a very important one, active and passive voice. We'll talk about voice. So in this session we'll discuss about what is an active voice and what are passive voice. What are the difference? What is the requirement for the passive voice? All these questions will be answered in this session. So let's begin. See, my dear students, if you think of any sentence in English, you will find that in English, a sentence, any sentence, follows some structure. Like, let's take any example, any simple example. Like, suppose if I said Ravi plays cricket. Okay? This is a very simple sentence in English. If you properly examine the structure, you will find that this is subject here, then comes verb, and then the object. So the structure which we follow in English is S plus V plus O. This is what we follow. This is for any simple sentence in English. If you think of Hindi, you will find if you write the same thing, same sentence, if you want to say in Hindi, you will write Ravi This is how you write. This part will be subject, this is object, and then comes the verb. So the structure is different, S plus O plus V. So in English we follow S plus V plus O structure for general sentences. So the sentences which follow the structure S plus V plus O in English, they come under active sentences or active voice. Understand the meaning of voice here. Why voice is used? See, anything can be said in actually two ways. Number one, Ravi plays cricket. The same thing can be changed, can be said as cricket is played by Ravi. In both the cases, Ravi is playing cricket. Cricket is not playing Ravi. Understand the difference? Ravi is playing the cricket. So meaning is completely same. So the structure, the sentence which follows the structure S plus V plus O, they all come under active sentences, or they are termed as said to be in active voice. Now what is passive voice? As I explained, as I told, keep passive voice, any sentence written in passive voice is nothing but the change in structure. Meaning is completely the same. So let's see how. If you write the same sentence as cricket is played by Ravi, you will find the sentence structure is changed, the structure of the sentence is changed. Completely different from the previous one, but the meaning is exactly same. Here also Ravi is playing cricket, here also cricket is played by Ravi. So both the cases you will find Ravi is playing the cricket, both are exactly the same. The difference which you can see is the change in the tenses, but it is not changing the meaning. Right? So if there is no change in meaning of sentences written in active voice and in the meaning of sentence written in passive voice, then what is the need of passive voice? So let's understand the need of passive voice. If our job is done, if our task is done using the sentences written in active voice, then what is the need of passive voice? To understand, my dear student, for passive voice, see, where these passive voices are used, there are two important cases where you find passive use of passive voice. Understand this. First we will talk about why passive voice is used. This is like if both the sentences have the same meaning, both the sentences are having the same meaning, and this sentence, active sentence, is an easy one. Why we are making writing any sentence in passive, which is a complex one? Actually, this one is complex. And you will find helping verb also in order verb, third form, then by. Here, three words only. So So this one was the easy one. What is the need of writing a sentence in passive voice? Understand there are two major uses. Number one is when you don't know the subject. If you are not aware about the subject, like suppose I say cricket is played. What is the subject here? There is subject is cricket is object here, right? A letter was written. You are not knowing who is writing a letter. Okay. So for these cases where you are not aware about the subject, we use passive voice. The second use is when you don't want to tell the subject. If it is not important to tell the subject, right? Like the function was organized. You don't want to tell who organized this. So it was organized. A blood donation camp was organized. Passive voice is used in that case when you don't know the subject or when you don't want to show the subject. Why you don't want to show the subject? Because it's not of that importance. So that's why these passive voice find use in journals, in something, in a story. You make frequent use of passive voice. In newspapers you will find, in report writing, in letter writing or any formal writing, you make use of passive voice. So this is what how a sentence in active voice looks like, and we talked about passive voice. We talked about the use of passive voice. Now let's understand the basic difference between these two types of sentences. Let's see. A simple sentence, like if I say, I eat pizza. What is the structure of the sentence? I is subject, eat is verb, pizza is object. I eat pizza. We are following this S plus B plus O. S plus V, subject, verb and object. This is structure, that means the sentence is in active voice. Now if you convert this sentence into passive, you will find pizza is eaten by I will become me. See the basic difference. You will find that here, what is the subject? I is the subject here. Pizza is the object. Pizza is the receiving the action. Understand this? If the subject is here, you will find this action is done. Eat is the action. This is the action. Who is the doer of this action? The doer of the action is I, which is the subject. So in active sentence, subject is doer. Understand this? Subject is doer of any sentence. Right? Whenever you convert this sentence into passive, let's see the second one. Pizza here still is object. Eaten is verb. Me is the subject again here. So me here is not doing not the doer anymore. It is actually the receiver. So whenever subject is the doer of the action, thus such type of sentence are said to be in active voice. If the sentence in which the subject of the sentence is recipient or the receiver, like here, this is receiver. In that case, receiver is the subject. So in that case, the first type of sentence will come under passive voice. The major difference between active and passive voice is whenever you find subject is the doer of the action, the sentence is an active voice. Whenever you find subject is the receiver of the action, that is a passive voice. Understand the basic concept of finding out subject. If you want to find subject in any sentence, understand this. How to find a subject in any sentence. There are two steps which you need to follow. Make sure, my dear students, you will follow those two steps in sequence. Like, I write a letter. Okay? A letter is written by me. He is a student. There are three sentences written here. We'll follow two major steps, two basic steps to find out subject in the sentence. How? See, the first step, whenever you want to find subject in a sentence, the first step is try to find out what action is done in a sentence. There are two types of sentence. You will find in a sentence action is done, or in a sentence where we are talking about someone, we are telling about someone, there is no action. Like in the first case, I write a letter. Write is action, here there is action. If you observe the last case, you will find there is no action here. So here we are talking about someone. So if you find, first thing which you need to find is, you find out who is the doer of the subject. So what action is done and who is doing that action. So find what action is done. Writing is action. Who is doing this? I is doing this, so I will be the subject. This is how you will find subject. Second step. If you found the subject in the first step, no need to go to the second step. In second step, what you will do? In the second step, suppose you are, let's see the last question. He is a student. There is no action here. We can't follow the first step. In that case, you need to go to the second step, and in second step, you need to find out about whom we are talking about. Whom? If there is no action in the sentence, in that sentence, we will be talking about someone. It can be person, male, female, or anything. So about whom you need to find out. That about whom we are talking about in a sentence, it will be the subject. Make sure student do this in sequence. If you will not follow the steps properly, you will make mistake. Let's see the second sentence. Letter is written by me. Understand? First step is find out the action. What is the action? Written. Who is doing this action? Me is doing the action. A letter is not doing the subject will be me. Do you get that? If the same sentence, if you got the answer in the first step, then you need to go to the second step. If you would have used the second step, you would have made it wrong. How? Let's see in this sentence about whom we are talking about. We are talking about a letter. So you would have marked a letter as subject. So make sure, students, you will follow these two steps to find the subject. I hope you would have understood the concept of active and passive voice. We discussed about the structures of active sentence and passive sentence. In our next session, we will talk about how to convert any sentence which is written in active voice to the passive voice or the vice versa. Okay, it depends on the tenses. For that, you have to revise the tenses. Be ready with the tense part which we have studied. Clear all the concept of tense. We'll study about how to convert any sentence written in passive and into active or active to the passive. That's all we have for today. Stay blessed. Take care. Thank you.